Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So just want to say a massive thanks to everyone that's supported me so far, and there's plenty more builds coming up and on the way. Now this time it's a Toyota GR Supra RZ from 2020, and this is a 600 pp build for Tokyo. Definitely one of the hardest races if you've got a car that's not been messed with, and this one certainly hasn't been engine swapped. It's one of the final honest cars I think we could use. So get your Toyota Supra, follow me to the tuning shop, and let's get this build underway. So now we're at the tuning shop. A few things that you're going to want to need to get for this car. So as you can see, sports hard tyres, you're going to need those, they're a must. Head over to Club Sports and get a power restrictor and a ballast. Semi-racing, you want to get a fully customizable computer, high RPM turbocharger, fully customizable LSD, and increase the body rigidity. You can see the semi-racing silencer selected. Leave that alone. You don't need it for this build. On the racing, you want to get engine balance tuning, polish ports, anti-lag system, racing intercooler, racing air filter, a racing exhaust manifold, racing brake pads, a fully customizable suspension, racing clutch and flywheel, and fully customizable racing transmission. Under extreme, you want to get a steering angle adapter. And as you can see, there is nothing else that you need from here for this build. Easy peasy. So let's head over to GT Auto and get this finished off. So now we're at GT Auto, you just want to go to car maintenance and service. And as you can see on the bottom right there, you can get a wide body installed. So once that's added on, simply go back and we want to go to car customization. And there's quite a few little bits that you're going to need to get from here. So first of all, your wheels. So when you're selecting your wheels, you can see I've gone for these this time, the Rays Volk Racing TE37s. And you just want to go on there, 19-inch standard, and you want wide on the rim width and wide on the offset. Get those installed, okay? So once they're installed, you want to go to custom parts. So at the front, you want bumper type A, the side type A, the rear type B, and the wing, you want a custom wing set. Okay, so you can obviously do all the other little bits and bobs that help you be a bit more individual, your bonnet pin, toe hook. And the other thing you will need to add is a roll cage, and you want to get type C. So going back, you know, you can change your light bulb, number plate, etc. And then if you're like me and you love these types of liveries, just go to load style, click continue search there, continue search again, and as I'll show you now, this is who's made this one, and it's H. Schaefer. Fantastic looking car, and as you can see, I've left them a like and I've added it to my collection. So if there are any liveries you like, just leave a like and a comment, just like you would on any YouTube video, because it just allows them to know that that work and effort they put into this is definitely worth it. So now we've done that, let's head back to the garage, go to the tuning sheet, and we'll get this build completed. So now we're back at the garage, just go to car settings, and as you can see, 600 pp for Tokyo. Now I will admit I am not the greatest driver at Tokyo, because it is not a track I use personally to grind on the game. I tend to stick to Le Mans or Sardinia, which is my personal favourite. So what I'll do is I'll walk you through this, and then you can let me know how this has worked for you. So first of all, sports hard tyres, body height adjustments, you want the front 95 and the rear 115, your anti-roll bar 5 at the front, 8 at the rear, your dampen ratio compression 35 at the front and 35 at the rear, your dampen ratio expansion, you want 45 at the front and 47 at the rear. Now your natural frequency, you want 2.5 at the front and 2.95 at the rear. And your negative camber angle, 2 front and rear. Now your toe angle, I've gone for a toe in of 0.01 at the front and 0.02 in at the rear. Now heading down to your initial torque, I've gone for 9 at the rear, acceleration sensitivity 10 and braking sensitivity 12. That's purely down to driving style more than anything. You can adjust that braking sensitivity to suit yourself. Okay. So your downforce, you want 70 at the front and 251 at the rear. Your ECU, drop that to 99. Your ballast, you want 193. And your ballast positioning to be 0. And your power restrictor to be 99. Now your fully customizable racing transmission, you want to set that to an automatically adjusted speed of 310 km/h. Go to manual adjustment and enter these settings. So first gear 4.924, second gear 3.263, third gear 2.356, fourth gear 1.771, fifth gear 1.377, sixth gear 1.106, seventh gear 0.925 and 8th gear 0.798. That is a final drive of 3.149, revving over 6,500 RPM, and with 8 gears it's like a Formula 1 car. Too many gear ratios for me, but that's what makes this car work. Right, moving on. Supercharger. So underneath there you can see it just says high RPM turbocharger, make sure that's on. Anti-lag system on and set that to strong. And as you can see, that's everything else you need on there. I have included the steering angle adapter on this one, just because it helps a lot with those twisty corners. And the last thing you want to be doing is wall riding on this, because there's people who do it. Fair enough, got nothing against it. But if you want to make sure that you're a great racing driver, you wouldn't do it. So just throwing that out there. You can leave your comments what you think. I personally don't do it. I'd rather stick with a car that will handle the track and test my skill. But if you're in for making quick money and just going around all the sides, fair enough, that's fine. I'll also just point out that my 7-year-old does that as well. Okay, so if you want a quick track guide of how I got this car to work for me, stick around. If not, top right of your screen there's another video, click on that. Failing that, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. So where we are at the start of Tokyo. So lap 1, first thing I did was check the track map and just see how far ahead everyone looks on there. And you can see it's over 6 seconds, dropping rapidly as we gain on the pack. So this car is very quick down this back straight. Just these first couple of laps, as with every time you do Tokyo, just be careful, you know, with the tyres and things, they're still quite wet. And you are on sports hard tyres, so don't forget that. So I did make a few mistakes during this lap. You know, openly admit that. You know, this track's certainly not being one that's kind to me. Although this car, especially coming around these first few corners, held it together, and I was very, very pleased. Now, I'm not someone that does this wall sliding stuff. It's not me. I don't do the, you know, the cheating really. That's what I think it is. You know, I'm a racer through and through, so I would rather try and keep the car on the track and race as best I can than try and find a way around it. Because at the end of the day, it's going to make you a better racer. It's going to make you a better driver, not only in these little cars, but certainly in any other car that you do try and go in. And as you can see, I made a bit of an error there, and I was kicking myself for it. Just let the back slide out. It was quite frustrating. So as we see, quite quickly catching up and gaining on Beauvoir, and we'll see how we get on. Moving over a quarter of the way round this race. So here we are, just starting lap 4. You can see how quickly we've caught everyone. We're already up to 4th and now 3rd. Absolutely smashing it now. You can see there's still 3 laps of fuel remaining, so that's quite handy. We're going to pit on lap 6, and that gears us up then for the rest of the race. And you're catching Sassuolo, and very, very fast lap times from this one. In my opinion anyway, I was struggling to catch him. Now you can see that Gallo is number 1. That's a bit of a red herring really, because he does pit twice. So you are racing normally Sassuolo or Kokobon, who's in 4th now. They're the ones that you are usually racing. So this car's handling really well, and as you can see, you're doing the best lap times. So let's move it on now and see where we got to after the pit stops. So where we are leaving the pits. Now I did pit 3 seconds before Sassuolo, but somehow I've managed to come out 4 and a bit seconds behind. I don't know what's happened there, but I needed to get in, change those tyres and max out the fuel. Just get a bit of a draft there behind Solace. He's always in that gorgeous Alpha on most of the races I see him in. And here we go now on that chase down and getting 9th coming up to the first corner. And that's it. The race is on now to catch Swillow and get back to the front of the pack. And it's at the end of lap 7. I've managed to catch up to Swillow. And that's it. Nearly got him. Just down this long straight now. And we're just going to draft him all the way down. You can see Mayazono's pitted. So that's going to be another place handed to us. Can't see if anyone's pitted there from 4th till 6th, but we'll find out in a moment. And we're there. So we've gone from 9th to 8th. You can see Fraga's come out. Heisel's out. 6th. Can we get 5th? Of course we can. This car's an absolute beast. Look at that. Over 190 mile an hour. You get over 200 on the back straight as well, quite easy. It does start bouncing around 205 depending on how good your exit is on that last corner. But you can see it's very sharp on the down gears. You managed to take that first corner nice and easy. And that's it now. We just need to start catching up to Gallo, Blazin, Yamanako and Cockabun in front. So let's see how we got on. Let's go to lap 10. You can see I got the others at the chicane and they've quickly been catching up behind, but have started to pull away. And that's it now. The power of this car, it just leaves everyone else behind. Gallo's in, like I said, he'll pit twice. And that's it. That was the red herring. So now we know it's between us, Cockabun and Swillow, because he's going to very quickly catch up and he'll overtake Gallo no end. So as you can see, almost 2 seconds in front now. And there it is. Coming up to that first corner, again, down gears very well. We're starting to smash those lap times as it dries up on these tyres. It's very easy on the tyres, I will give the car that, regardless of the weather conditions. Slight bump there, which was my fault. But again, this car handles and drives very, very well. And in the hands of someone who does this regularly, I would imagine it'd give you a great lap time. So just move on to the end and you'll see what happens when you cross the line on lap 12. And as you can see there, 7 seconds in front of Cockabun. And there you go, lap 12, cross the line, and that is it. That is another fantastic car to keep in your garage. 600 pp build, and it's one that hasn't been engine swapped. It hasn't been messed with in any kind of way. It has just been given a few little tuning parts, and that is it. Absolute brilliant. So don't forget, these builds are great for your weekly challenges as well as the usual money races. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this one. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these amazing builds in the future. And if you have a car you want to see built specifically for a race, please let me know in the comments below.